Hello people, my name is 𝐒𝐿𝐤. Welcome back to my video. In this video, I'll be challenging myself to crochet for 30 days straight. This may include some taking pictures of items, some sewing, and some
6
knitting.
hours altogether to get my logo onto them. And now,
hello people, today's May 1st and today I'm just working on this sneaker peek top in lime green. Then once I'm finished the lime green one, I'll move on to the purple, the blue, the yellow. Then I'll be working on the gray one. So right now I'm not making the full top. I'm just crocheting like the main body part. Or you could say the main chest cover part for the top. I decided to do this challenge because I always see people say like crocheting for 30 days. And I'm just like, is that not normal? Well, I guess if you're doing it as a hobby, I could see how that's not normal. But for somebody like me, like have a business, like literally it's rare that a day goes by and I'm not crocheting. So to me, it's so normal for me to sit there crocheting like literally most days out of the month. If there's a day that I'm not crocheting, it's probably like 2 days out of the month I'm not crocheting. And that's when I literally don't feel like it. But I was just like, I'll just show myself preparing for this market and actually crocheting like every single day. Because to me, this is normal, you know? I just don't film every single day. So guys, I'm finished working on the yellow top. Once I'm done wrapping this up, tomorrow I'm doing the green one. So this is what I was trying to explain to you guys. In my previous clip, I was trying to tell you guys that you see how I crochet the body? And basically what I'm going to do is go back in with the outline and finish up the rest of the top. Guys, working with cotton yarn is so hard. Like, this yarn is so stiff. Like, look how slow I'm moving. And usually I'm just so speedy when it comes to crocheting. So right here, basically what I did was I used a 0.4 millimeter hook for the straps and for the body so that everything is tight and close together. I just used a 3.5 millimeter hook. I just feel like it helps with, you know, making the straps more loose instead of working on making the straps tighter. Guys, I was working on the blue checker tote bag and honestly I had enough. It was way too big. I felt like I wasn't making much progress, so I literally started up another checker tote bag just so I can make more progress because it has one row of squares missing. So yesterday I started on this. I was supposed to be making, and I'm still making, a tote bag. So this is it so far. This is how much I got done. I know it's hard to see. Oh, I meant to zoom out. So this is how much I got done. So this is like the bottom of the bag or the top, whichever one it pleases to be. And then this is the top. Thing is, I stopped making it because one, this is a lot to do. 3 or 2, because I didn't do 2. 2, I was going to continue doing this, right? So continuing this pattern until it was this size. So this size right here, like this panel I got, like y'all can see the panel compared to my hand. But the thing is that while I was crocheting it, it got to the point where I'm just like, I've seen a lot of people make bags with just this checkered pattern, no matter the color combination, and if it look good to you, it look good to you. If it don't, it don't. So I was trying to continue the pattern, but I was just like, will this be overwhelming? Especially if I made the handles like this. And of course, somebody would buy it. So who am I to think of whether it's overwhelming for them or not? But yeah. It's the opposite side. It's the back side. And this is this side, the back side. So anyway, yeah, I was supposed to be continuing it. Right now, I feel like I'm stuck at a place where I'm trying to figure out, should I just continue this checkered pattern all the way to the top, meaning front and back is this checkered pattern for the bag, or should I do all dark blue for the back, or should I do like a half and half? So this half is light blue, this half is dark blue, because I definitely want the handles to be the dark blue. I don't know, for some reason. But anyway, yeah. So I'm still thinking about what to do. I don't think I will think anymore anytime soon. So what I will do, because I'm not thinking anymore, is put this away. And today I've been working on this. So I got tired of doing this one right here. So I decided to make it smaller. So I think this one had 10 going across. And this one has 9 going across. So like a whole nother cube is missing. So yeah, so decided to just work on another bag. And maybe with this bag, because it has the white in it, it won't look as overwhelming, and I could just continue the pattern like my original idea, then fold it in half. So basically, let's say this is the continued pattern. I did it already. I would just fold this in half, right? You guys see the vision. And then I'll add handles. You can't even see I'm over here. But yeah, I'll add the handles for it. And then I'll sew up the sides. Well, I'll sew up the sides first. Sew up the sides and then add the handles. So that's what I was saying I wanted to do with the other bag. Like have the checkered pattern going throughout the whole bag, front and back. But I don't know if it'll get overwhelming to the eyeball. But yeah, so I've been working on this for the day. If you guys want to know what yarn I'm using, it is this impeccable yarn. This is for the color Lapis. And I'm not sure if this is like this blue one or this blue one. If you can see that it's actually blue. But I don't know. I've had this yarn since like 2019 and I'm just trying to get rid of it. But either way, they're both impeccable. And on here, this is impeccable yarn too. And yeah. I'll continue to work on that for the rest of the night. You'll see tomorrow how far I got. Hopefully I finished the bag by the time you guys see it. But I feel like I won't. But I'm going to do my best. Anyway, for now, what we'll just say, project here, project there, project there, project there, project everywhere. And good night. So on May 9th, I literally spent the day taking pictures of scrunchies to avoid taking pictures of my crocheted items. So I finally finished, I did this much of the bag. So I basically did like the base of it. I still have to work on the handles. It's going to be small. I did say I want it smaller, but as you can see, still a decent enough length. Probably compare it to my hand so you guys can see. I know it's hard because I don't have a lot of space on my table because I didn't clear it up. But as you can see, compared to my hand. Anyway, basically, I left the yarn attached to it because I do want to work on the handle. Not sure how I'll do the handle yet, but I'm going to work on that. But a lot of times when I'm at my markets, people say, well, I like your bag. You crocheted it very well, but is the inside of it lined? I would have bought it if it was lined. So every time somebody asks for something, like a customer asks for something, like, oh, if you do this, I'll buy it. If you add more colors, and I'll be like, okay, what colors would you like? They'll name a bunch of colors. That would be nice to see. I make those colors. They never buy it. People do anything not to, I don't want to say not to buy your stuff. It's weird to say, but I feel like sometimes if somebody don't want to buy something, at the end of the day, if somebody sees something, they like it, they buy it. If they don't want to buy it, they're going to make every excuse to convince themselves that it's not convenient to buy. So basically, I go through that a lot at my market. So I'm going to attempt to line the bag. I have some fabric here that I bought from Dollar Tree a while back, and I have a bunch of them, like 40 of them, and I'm trying to get rid of it. Yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to line the bag with this fabric, not this piece, and I want a pocket. This is for the pocket. So I'm gonna make a pocket on the inside. I'm gonna line the bag, and I'm gonna see how that turns out. Hopefully it goes very well. But yeah, I'm gonna line this bag. Never done it before, but I hope it goes well. Got my sewing machine here, as you guys can see. And yeah, this is just the bag that I had my sewing machine in. Anyway, so it won't get dusty. So it's just a bag. But yeah, I'm gonna attempt to sew up this pocket, and I'll show you guys some of the process, and we'll see how it turned out in the end. So far, this is what I've done with the pocket. So sewed up this edge right here, and on the opposite end, sewed up this edge, basically folding over the fabric, if you can see in there. It's hard for you to see, but yeah, anyway, folded over the fabric on both ends. Now, my goal of what I wanted to do with this pocket was I did want to fold it in half. That way the pocket is like thicker. It doesn't really matter, but I wanted to fold it in half. That way the pocket is thicker, on the thicker side. And then basically sew this side, sew this side. But of course I'll sew it the opposite way, on the wrong side of the fabric. That way I flip it to the opposite end. But I don't know, I'm here contemplating, like after doing the edges, should I even make the pocket that thick? It's kind of, it don't even really matter. Meaning, like, if the pocket is thick, it wouldn't make too much of a difference. It's not like anybody will piece something super heavy here, and, the pocket would just fall apart. I don't know. Maybe I might just use one. That way I save fabric. And I can make another bag and use that pocket for another bag. So maybe I'll do that. So, maybe I'll cut it in half. So I'll do that. I think I'll do that. And then after that, I'll sew it onto the bigger piece of fabric, which is right here. My cord is in the way. This is getting a little messy, guys. But yeah, yeah, then I have to sew the pocket onto that piece. So I'm gonna work on that. If you watch my previous YouTube video about lining the checkered tote bag, you already seen this part, and like, maybe you could just skip ahead or something. Like, just skip to 22 minutes and 5 seconds. My pocket is finally on, as you can see. But yeah, so I'm about to close this up as the outline or the lining. The pocket did turn out smaller than I intended. I feel like when I started, it was big enough to fit a whole phone in there, but it turned out smaller. As you can see, I even marked it on here. Like, I had some marks for how far out it was before, and doing the seam allowances and stuff, I guess I didn't take it into account because no, I did not do my measurements. I just cut the fabric, but it turned out this small, still usable. You put your keys in here, that way your keys isn't down to the bottom of the bag. So still good enough to put something in here. But right now I'm gonna do the edges. So basically put the two good sides of the fabric together, and I'm gonna sew up the edges, the sides of the fabric, and then once I do that, I'll be putting it into the crochet part of the bag. Okay, so
approximately 30 minutes later,
I finally finished up sewing the sides of the bag. Finally finished up sewing the side of the bag. The bottom is like this. Sides look like this. I sewed it from the inside, so the inside looks like this. So I just did a slip stitch on one side, all the way down. So that's that. So anyway, these all right here, these strings, it would get not weaved in, but sewn onto. I will hold it down against here and sew it on when I'm doing the straps. Hold this part down, you know, sew it on when I'm doing the straps. So anyway, here we are. And right now, what I am going to do, so I could finish with this part and put my sewing machine away, is sew this insert into the bag. So sew this insert. So far, you can see that it lines up pretty well. Surprisingly, I'm happy that this came out well, because I was looking at it and I was like, oh my, it's too short, especially once I did the edges. So anyway, time to sew it on. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, because when I had this envisioned, I was picturing myself sewing the square panels onto the crochet item and then sewing up the bag. But what I'm going to do is put this right in here, right, and hold on, let me stuff it in here real good. I know the angle is awkward, but as you can see, the pocket is right here. It's pretty cool. Like the pocket right here, I like how it turned out. But what I'm gonna do is sew this here, sew that there, and yeah, you guys are gonna see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it in the end. So anyway, let's get to that. So this is the bag so far. You can see it's poofier. It looks poofier. Anyway, this is it so far. Oh my god, I keep hitting my camera. Anyway, and this is the back of it, or the front, the back, whichever way it goes. Then this is the inside. So sewing the fabric on the inside wasn't too bad. I think that what made it a little harder was like matching up the edge of this crochet bag to the edge of this on each side. So it got hard to do that at a certain point, and I don't really like seeing the stitches here, but I don't know, I guess I shouldn't think about it. You can see this is the part where it got a little messed up to do. a little hard to go over this part. It wasn't even, and I had to go over it twice, as you can see there. Anyway, time to crochet the straps and call it a bag. So I finally finished the bag. I did one side half and half, the straps, and then I tied it at the top. So yeah, I like the way it turned out. Like I said, it's a little on the smaller side, but it works. I wish I could like show it off to you guys, advertise it a little bit. But my lighting isn't the best in here, so that's why I'm not showing much of myself or whatever. Like right now I have it in my photo booth to show you guys. But yeah, that's it so far. You guys can see the inside. You can see the stitching on the outside. You can see the inside. How I lined it on the inside. And I'm trying to show you guys the pockets. And then this is the pocket right here. Big enough to fit, like, the hands could fit in there after all. And then that's down in there. So yeah, worked out pretty well. I like it. Looked better than I expected. So yeah, now one bag down, and the goal is to make probably like 9 more for my market. That way I have more tote bag options. Hoping that if I have more, people will be like, oh, tote bag, gotta get one. So yeah, anyway, about to go get working on the rest of them. So after finishing this checkered crochet bag and adding the insert, which took a large portion of my day, including taking my break and dropping off compost. Anyway, I started working on this market bag. Hopefully this is one of many for this week. And then hopefully I use next week to make some more tops. Especially since Pride is coming up and I gotta get rid of some items. So anyway, started working on this market bag. This is what I have so far. It took me about, you could say an hour. This is like an hour. This is officially like an hour of work right here. So in another hour, I should have 2 times this amount. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm working on the 10th row. So I should have about 20 in like the next hour. So altogether, I want to say this bag seemed like, if I'm calculating it right, without the handles included, this bag seemed like it should take about 4 hours to make, which is crazy. Because you would be like, oh, I have a lot of holes. It wouldn't take that long. But it seemed like it might take about 4 hours to make. But I'm going to see how much of these I can make throughout the week. I'll probably try to make 2 with this yarn. And then 2 with this yarn, the denim blue one. And then I'm waiting for some other yarn to come that hasn't made it in the past 2 days. So when that comes, I would be working on that one too. Still working on the mesh bag. Right now it is 9:22 p.m. at night, and this is the bottom, or at least this is the top of the bag. So the bag is gonna be like this. It's gonna be like this. You guys know, you guys seen a market bag before, so it's gonna be like this. Pretend this part is up. So you see the vision, you see the vision. Now, I think I'm supposed to do like 32 rows, but this is my first time making this, by the way. But it's supposed to be like 32 rows. And so far I have, let's count some holes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So far I have 26. And right now I'm working on the 27th one. Brand on Showcase, and you should always show what the size is, but I'll put it down in the description below. But yeah, that's another cost saving. So at the back I just have
Popping all of them?
a little message and also a little code, which I'm just covering up, but also has my QR code reminder that it is a product by me, and yeah, post to my Etsy store, my shop, and also Instagram. But yeah, very quick and easy make. Another thing is, I find my inspiration. I feel like when you're packaging something, you should always have your. Finally finished it, and it turned out pretty well. Front and back. So I finished this one. This is the one I was making yesterday. So I finished that one. Then, today I was working on this one. So finish this one. Tonight I'm gonna work on one more, and I'm gonna make the video for it tomorrow. We'll show you guys how far I got, but this is this one. So 2 market bags down, 1 more to go. On the 15th, I literally spent the day knitting a bunch of headbands. I don't know if that counts. I don't know if that doesn't count. I'm still using my hands. But knitting a bunch of headbands, and yeah, I know I only got to videotape the green one, but yeah, it took some time to do that. I did get an order and have to crochet this butterfly top and take a whole detour in all my process, but if you already seen my previous video with this whole part and stuff, you could just skip it. But here's just me packaging the order. Now you know how your order will be packaged. Guys. After so many days of just crocheting all day with these items, I'm finally at the place where I'm just sewing my logo onto all of them. Like, this was the best part. Although it still took like about 6 hours to do. I have to take a picture of all of these items. I stayed up last night sewing my logo onto each of these items. It took 6 hours altogether to get my logo onto them. And now I have to take a picture of all of these items.
because yes, I made it for my market, but I'll also be posting it on my website. So I've been dreading this all day. I did everything else. I even started cutting transfers just to avoid doing this, but now it's about time I got started. So I'm about to set this up and take some pictures of, yeah, these items. After my market on the 19th, I didn't crochet on the 20th, but the 21st, 22nd, I decided to make these sneaker pea tops in acrylic yarn because I had some left over. The 24th, as you can see, my daughter basically asked for me to make her a dress, so I was trying, but then I ended up making a tutu bottom, and this is how it turned out. She loved it, so it worked out well.
People in public who are wearing crochet. Again, I cannot help myself, but I find an excuse to talk to them. And then
I definitely won't do that.
oh, did you make that hat?
Like, see somebody with a
Or not? And she had, and we just started talking about crochet, and it was really fun. I am guilty of this one, but I can't help myself. You probably didn't notice, but I'm wearing a new.
So guys, I basically spent like 4 days crocheting just granny squares.
So this was a lot to edit, but I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.